Companies, they generally stick to the center lane. That started to change recently. I think it started to change generally around sustainability and this idea that we are actually impacting the world in a negative way and companies have to be involved and humans have to be involved. And racial discussions are probably the most sensitive and the most uncomfortable places for many companies to go. But what happened recently, and it's not just the murder of George Floyd, it's the pandemic, the MeToo movement. I call it the perfect storm of a whole bunch of things coming together that has caused society in general and businesses in particular to be unsettled, to start thinking a little bit differently about these stakeholders. Protests were picking up. I got home and my phone was ringing, probably 10 phone calls that day. And over the next week or so, counted them probably about 30 phone calls, most of them from CEOs or other business leaders that were asking the question, what is going on? Because George Floyd was murdered and then something happened. It wasn't just that Black people were in the streets. Lots of people, young, old, Asian, Hispanic, Black, white, protesting, not only about the murder of George Floyd, it was more about just a fundamental division that they were seeing in society. Protests were picking up, and a lot of the business leaders were caught a little bit off guard. We reached out to ELC and we decided we just do an initiative. We don't want to call it an initiative. We're just going to do this thing. Every board in the United States of America, every company in the United States of America, big, small, publicly traded, privately traded, should have diversity on their board. We're a country of free and equal people, and we should have access to the governance suite like everybody else. The BDAA is important because it actually puts a voice and a set of tools and a place to rally around companies that literally say, yep, I do understand, we haven't been doing this really great and we need help. Right now happens to be the time where businesses are more interested in being open towards this, because the environment in which we are living right now is calling for this, more diversity, more equity, more inclusion. We have workers and communities are starting to have a bigger and bigger voice. I think that it turns out to be just the right time.